Namaskar. And so we'll start our yoga journey this morning sitting down and transitioning into that yoga experience by just doing some deep breathing. So we're going to breathe in and breathe out. Just keeping our awareness on that breath process as the air comes in our nostrils and travels down through the body, and then exhaling. And so today's theme is divine sweetness. So as we breathe in, imagining that we're breathing in sweetness, that we're breathing in tenderness, that we're breathing in kind-heartedness. And filling our being with those feelings. And exhaling those sentiments into the world. Just as if we're surrounded by that blanket of sweetness. That cyclone of tenderness, and we're sitting within that. Breathing in kind-heartedness, breathing out kind-heartedness. Embracing that within our being and without of our being, and surrounding ourselves with that. And watching it as we throw a stone into the pond, watching those ripples of sweetness and tenderness going out into the universe from our being. So then we'll drift forward into tabletop. And from tabletop, we'll lift those knees up and come into a standing position. With the with the feet hip width apart. And we're going to start with a Robin pose, which is bringing this Namaskar Mudra into the heart. Breathing it in, and then breathing it out into the world, opening the wings, exhaling and expanding our being, sending tenderness into the world, stretching our wings maybe a little bit behind the frontal plane, and then exhaling those hands together, bringing them into the heart for Namaskar Mudra, kind of blessing ourselves. And then we'll send that energy into the world, sending the arms forward, opening those wings, receiving that tenderness, that kindness from the world. And then we're going to close those wings again, bringing that into the heart. And so we'll go into the world one more time, exhaling, inhaling as we open the wings. Receiving that sweetness from the world, and then closing our wings and bringing those hands back to the heart. Breathing in and breathing out. So we're going to start with a variation of Padhas Asana, but before we go into this, for the final stage of this pose, I want to show you what we'll be doing. So in the final phase of this pose, the arms will be up. And then we're going to roll them around all the way around the body and down to the earth behind us. And then bringing those arms up in front and coming to the heart. So we'll do that one more time. Raising those arms up, whirling those arms around, coming down to the earth, tapping the earth, swinging the arms behind us and in front. So I'll call that whirling when we get to that part of the pose. So we begin with the Namaskar Mudra at that heart place. Sweeping those arms out to the side and above, exhaling, and that left arm comes down to the hand comes down to the feet. The right hand can go to the waist as we lean down to touch Mother Earth, where we'll pause the breath on the exhale. Then inhale both arms up. And then exhaling and diving down, we'll bring the other hand, the left hand, or the right hand, I'm sorry, to the foot, and the left hand to the waist. Leaning forward, coming down to the earth. Pausing the breath. Inhaling those arms up into extended snow-capped mountain, and then we'll bring both hands down to the earth, diving down. And as we dive down, we're going to take our first two fingers and wrap them around those big toes. Coming down to Mother Earth. Inhaling and coming up into snow-capped mountain once again. Exhaling through our roots, through our feet. And then we're going to inhale into a gentle back bend. So remembering with the back bends that just a little will do. And the neck is nice and long, and we'll pull the chin in just a scooch. And we'll hold the breath here. Coming to the center. And this is where we're going to whirl all the way down. So we're going to bring those arms in a circle, come down to the feet, bring the arms behind us and in front, and back to the heart. So that's one variation, one rotation, and we're going to do that again. So we'll take this Namaskar up to the sky. And then exhale the left hand down to the earth. The right hand will rest on the waist as we try to bring that chest towards the legs. Pause the breath. Inhale both wings up. Exhale down, and so this time the right hand will come down to the earth and the left hand will come up to the waist. As we hang over the hips and pause the breath. Inhaling both wings up. And then this time exhaling both hands down and planting them into the earth. And taking those first two fingers and wrapping them around the big toes. Exhaling and pausing the breath. So the big toe is on that meridian for the brain. So we're activating the brain. Inhaling those arms out to the side, coming all the way up. And as we come up, we're just going to exhale through the feet, exhale through the roots, and then inhale into that gentle back bend. We're going to stretch the neck and pull in the chin so we have a nice long neck. Pause the breath. Coming up to center into snow-capped mountain. And this is where we'll insert that whirl. Inhaling around, exhaling as we come down. The arms are flying behind us, flying in front, and we're going to bring that Namaskar Mudra down to the heart. So pressing those thumbs into the heart. Remembering that with each day, we want to try to be kinder than the situation requires. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. So then we're going to take these arms and bring them into a T, starting with the wisdom center, breathing into the wisdom center. And we're going to turn to a side and spread those wings. Inhaling, coming to the center, to the wisdom center, and then turning to the side and spreading our wisdom and our kindness to the creation. Inhaling back to center. Exhaling as we turn, spreading that kindness everywhere throughout this side of the universe. Inhaling to the wisdom center. Turning. Feeling all those joints in the body turning with us. And then we'll come back to our center. And we're always coming home to the heart. So we've sent our blessings of kindness throughout the world. We're going to come up with the wings one more time, folding and diving down. And as we come to the earth, we're going to bring one knee down and the other knee. Because we're going to come down into Yoga Mudra. So in Yoga Mudra, we'll start with the hands at the heart. Inhaling and swimming the wings around and behind the back, and taking the right hand around the left wrist. Inhaling and building the body tall, and exhaling and coming down just a little bit in front. Pausing the breath. Inhaling and coming up. Squeezing that left wrist with the hand. So that's the meridian of the heart. So we're coming back to that sweetness again as we exhale, hinging over the hips. Pausing. Inhaling and coming back up. Exhaling, coming down. So Yoga Mudra is one of the most calming of the asanas for Ananda Marga style yoga. Inhaling back up, keeping that neck nice and long. Inhaling sweetness, exhaling. Maybe coming down a little bit further, maybe not. Pause. Inhaling, rising up. Exhaling down. And again, imagining that we're entering that inner sanctuary of sweetness. Inhaling and coming up. So you can feel this gliding forwards and backwards on the sitting bones as we exhale and come down again into that inner sanctuary where that inner divine resides. Inhaling up, squeezing that wrist, squeezing that heart meridian. I like to imagine that that makes me kinder. Exhaling. Listening to those hips. Try not to let the ego, inhaling and coming up. Try not to let the ego take over your practice. Today will not be in the Olympics. Exhaling and coming forward again. Entering that inner sanctuary. Inhaling and coming up. Squeezing that wrist. Remembering our kindness, and let's come down one more time. Exhaling with a nice long back. Nice long neck, pulling the chin in so the head doesn't drop. Inhaling and coming up. We're going to swim these hands out and return to that Namaskar Mudra in the heart. Breathing in, breathing out. And we're going to roll over the knees into tabletop, coming up into a standing position. So this time we're going to bring our left foot forward and our right foot backwards. So we want to pretend like we're skiing. And so it's two separate lines. The back foot is on a diagonal. So we're going to find that stance of safety. Imagining that you have two headlights here and they're shining straight ahead. Sweeping those wings up and over the head. Exhaling, and we're going to bring the hands down in this position. And we're going to bend into that front lead knee. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. And then still with that knee bent, we're going to glide the arms to the other side, leading with the heart. And we try to do that in our daily lives, always leading with the heart. Trying to not let the ego take us hostage. Inhaling, remembering your yoga smile. So this is the time when we can engage that yoga mudra. And this time, as the arms go around, they're going to keep going all the way behind us. So this top arm stays on the shoulder, or hand rather, and the other hand goes on the waist as we twist to the side. Pressing those feet into the earth. That front knee is still bent, and we're going to breathe again. Breathing in, breathing out. And then we're going to lift both the arms to the side and glide them around to the front. And lift them not all the way up, but just on a diagonal. It's like we're beseeching the universe to help us. And then we'll bring those hands together at the heart. So that front knee is still bent, and we're going to do this one more time. Sweeping those arms to one side. So this is called the kind-hearted warrior pose. Breathing in, breathing out. And then we're going to glide them to the other side, keeping this elbow up. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Sliding them back to the original position. Being that spiritual warrior for kindness. And then this time we're going to glide the arms all the way around. The top hand goes on the shoulder, and then the back hand goes on the waist. Breathing in, Breathing out and remembering that we're that warrior for kindness, that warrior for caring, being kind to all living beings. And then those arms are going to wrap around the front and they're going to go on a diagonal upwards. Beseeching that universe to help us stay kind-hearted. Bringing those hands back to the heart. And then we're going to lean forward a little bit with that intention that we're going to bring that back leg up right next to its partner. So here we go. Bringing that back foot up right next to its partner. And we're in standing mountain pose where we're going to breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in. So we're going to maybe shake the legs out a little bit while we're here. So we're going to transition to the other side of the body. So when you're ready, we're going to take that other leg, the left leg back. And our lead leg now becomes the right leg. And we want to make sure that these are apart, hip width apart, because I didn't bring my first aid nosebleed kit today. And then we'll start with the hands at the heart. Breathing in, breathing out. And then exhaling, bringing the arms to the side. So I'm bending that front knee. And the tender-hearted warrior is going on the warpath again. Breathing in, breathing out. Gliding over to the other side. Breathing in, kindness. Breathing out, carings. And then glide to the other side. And this is where we go all the way back. So the hands continue around. This front hand goes on the shoulder. The back hand goes on the waist. Keeping that elbow up, that front knee bent. Coming all the way to the side. And I am sending kindness blessings to my cat, who decided to return to the yoga class. Breathing in, breathing out. And sweeping both those arms up, I'm going to wave to Lily as we come to the front. And once again, we're going to send those arms up on a diagonal, bending more deeply into this front knee. And then we're going to bring those hands back to the heart. So we'll do this series one more time on this side. Breathing into the heart. Breathing out through the heart. Sweeping those arms to the side. Breathing in, breathing out. Sending that sweetness to this side. We're going to cover the whole universe here. Pressing those feet into the earth. Anchoring the body-mind in the feet. Being well-grounded. Here we go again, sliding to the side. And then we're going to keep going. The top hand is on the shoulder. The back hand is on the waist. And we're going to twist to the side. Once again. Sending that tenderness, that caring into the world like a stone into the pond, watching it ripple out. Sliding both wings around to the front. And this is where we bring them up on a diagonal. This is where we're beseeching the divine to help us stay spiritually grounded and caring in our lives, especially in those moments when that's really challenging. Bringing the hands down to the heart. And here we're going to move from an upright position into a diagonal, because we're going to bring that back leg up. Inhaling, bringing that foot right next to its partner. And here we are again in standing mountain. So imagining while we're breathing here in standing mountain that we're building this fortress, that yoga and all these spiritual practices are about relationship building with the divine. It's not just a practice to keep us in shape physically, it's a practice to keep us in touch with the divine. Breathing in, breathing out. Surrounding ourselves with that field, with that spiral feel. It's like a cyclone of sweetness. Inhaling the arms up, exhaling and coming down. Planting those fingers in the earth. And once again, we'll bring one foot down and then the other foot as we come to a sitting position. And then we're going to roll around on the mat so that our bellies are into the mat. So with our bellies into the mat, our legs stretched out behind us, we're going to put our hands by our ears and the nose into the mat. So first we're going to rise up into Cobra. So inhaling up, and as we inhale up, we lift the arms up. So this is hovering Cobra. So we're just coming up a little bit, pausing the breath. And exhaling and coming back down into the mat. Breathing in, breathing out. And we'll do that once again. Inhaling, so it's just a little bit actually. And lifting those hands as if we're the flying Cobra, hovering Cobra. Pausing the breath, exhaling and coming down. Breathing in, breathing out. And so this time as we raise up, we're going to lift the hands and bring the forearm into the mat. So we're resting on the forearms. So we're getting a little bit more elevation in the Cobra. So listen to your back. And if it's biting you, then you need to lower the elevation just a scooch. Pause. And then exhale. So as we exhale down, we'll lift those arms again. And then place them into the mat. Breathing in, breathing out. So we'll do that again, breathing in, lifting the arms, bringing the forearms in front of us as we come into the Sphinx Pose. Inhaling, pause. Exhale, and as we escalate down, we're going to lift those arms and plant them into the mat once again. Breathing in, breathing out. So we're going to try another variation of Cobra. And if your body does not like it, then return to one of the two other forms we did. So giving yourself permission to listen to the body and be creative with your yoga. So this time, inhaling, and we come up on the palms. So the elbows are raised. And as the Cobra, so the Cobra can come up pretty high. So we're looking at our obstacles. We're overcoming our obstacles. The elbows are close to the body and bent. Inhale and pause. Exhale and come down into the mat, down into the earth. As we're down, we breathe in, breathing out. And then inhaling, we're rising up, feeling those elbows close to the body, slightly bent. Looking at all the obstacles, maybe all the rocks that are in the field in front of us. And being like the Cobra, we're embodying that sense of fearlessness. That fearlessness, we need that to go through each day. So being strong-minded. Inhaling, holding that pose and the breath. Exhaling and coming back down. Rising above our obstacles. Being absolutely fearless. So we'll rise up one more time in the expression of Cobra that is most user-friendly for your body today. And embodying that sense of those obstacles don't scare me. That sense of fearlessness, that sense of knowing that we have a spiritual guide that resides in our heart. Exhaling and coming slowly, slowly down. So Cobra is a weight-bearing pose. We're lifting that weight of the body. So while we're down, we're going to make a fist with our hands and kind of make a circle with the wrist. And then we're going to stretch our right arm ahead of the body, and we're going to push with our left hand, pushing the body over so that we end up on our backs. And now we're going to scooch back onto our mats. Ancient Sanskrit word, scooch. So coming down onto our backs and straightening those legs out. So then we're going to take that right leg up and bend the knee and bring it into the chest. So this one's called the Sphinx Asana. Inhale and exhale, pause. And then we're going to send that leg to the earth once again. And then we'll bring up the left knee, bringing it into the chest, encircling it with the hands, and pulling that knee into the chest. And hopefully you can feel that all the way to your back. So we're massaging the torso. Inhaling, exhaling, pause. Sending that leg down, placing your palms into the earth, because we're going to bring both those puppies up this time. So bending both the knees, bringing them into the chest, hugging them tight. Pause. And then sending the legs back. So then we'll inhale. We're going to start this series over again. Inhaling that right knee into the chest. So this is a really nice one because it massages the front of the lungs and the back of the lungs. So in this day and age, we're really concerned about our lung health. And so this one is good for that. Exhaling the breath, pause. Sending that leg down. Then calling that other knee to the chest, embracing it with your fingers, pressing it into the chest, into the back. Pausing the breath. Sending that leg down. Palms down to the earth so that we can bring both knees up. Embracing them, exhaling and pause. So this asana is also good for the digestion. And then sending both those legs down. So we'll do it one more time, inhaling the right knee into the chest. Exhaling, pause. And then we're going to come out of it a little different this time. We're going to send this foot up to the ceiling, and then we're going to tick this whole leg down like the hand of a clock. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, all the way down to the ground. Then we'll inhale the other knee up, bringing it into the chest. Pause. And then once again, we'll send this foot up to the sky. And then we're going to tick this down just like a clock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're engaging those abs a little bit, engaging all those core muscles, sinking both our palms into the earth, saying, help me, universe, on this one as we bring those knees into the chest and hug them up dearly. Exhale and pause. And then we're going to send both these feet to the sky. And then we're going to put both palms into the earth as we tick these legs down. And hopefully we can do this all the way down. Coming all the way down to the earth. Asana. So in Asana, it's English for that is actually the Bellows Pose. And so sometimes the bellows, as you know, it puts a lot of air, it blasts air onto the fire and the fire grows hotter. And so the spiritual aspirant, by clinging to that mantra, by embracing that mantra and surrounding ourselves with that mantra, we can cool that fire. So after Asana, we're going to bring both those legs up with the feet on the ceiling. And so right in between the legs, we're going to bring our hands into extended Namaskar, take them through the center of the legs, and I'm weaving my hands around to the sides. So the knees are bent, and we are rolling down the river, going from side to side, giving ourselves a back massage. I think this is the national pose for Costa Rica. They love this. Rolling from side to side. And remembering in yoga, just a little will do. So then we'll bring the feet to the mat. So the soles of the feet are into the mat. The hands are underneath. I'm going to scoot down a little bit. The hands are palms down. And so first we're going to inhale those legs and feet up to the sky. And then exhale them down. Inhaling those legs and feet up to the sky. And exhaling them down to the earth. So this time we're going to inhale the arms up to the sky, and they keep going over the head and resting on the earth if you can. Inhaling up to the sky, and then exhaling those arms down to the earth. And we'll do that one more time. Inhaling up to the sky, exhaling over the head. And then once again, inhaling up to the sky, exhaling down to the earth. So now we're going to combine those two movements. So we'll inhale the hands and feet to the sky, and then the arms will go all the way over. So you can feel that back resting in the earth. Then inhaling the hands up to the sky and exhaling hands and feet down to the earth. So the knees are bent. So then we're going to do that a couple more times. Inhaling the hands and feet to the sky, exhaling the hands over the head. Nice stretch for the back, relaxing the back. Inhaling the hands up to the sky, and then we're going to exhale everything down to Mother Earth. Letting the back relax, breathing in and breathing out. So we'll do this one more time, lifting and raising the hands and feet to the sky. The hands continue going over the head. Breathing in, breathing out. And the hands come back up to the sky, and then all the feet and hands, as if we're an octopus, the feet and hands come back to the earth. So resting that back into the earth. Breathing in, breathing out. So we're going to turn our body to the side and push ourselves up with the hands. Because we're going to do a little thing called the yoga massage. And I don't know if everybody's done it or not, so we'll do it in a sitting up posture. And so this is kind of a neurolymphatic massage. So it's a very gentle, very light, and it can be very quick. So we're going to start with rubbing our hands together. And we're going to charge these hands with tenderness. So bringing that tenderness from our hands into the crown of our head, massaging, raking through the head all the way down the crown. So it's like we're bringing that tenderness into the brain, into the scalp. I'm going to take my glasses off. We're going to rub those hands again with tenderness and go from the middle of the forehead and out 3 times. Around the eyebrows, under the eyes, like 2 or 3 times in each direction. And then we're going to charge our hands up again, charging them with tenderness, and we're going to cup the hands over the eyes so that sweetness goes into the brain and down through the body. And then we're going to come down with our fingers on the sides of the nose, across the face, down our sideburns, across our mustache. Doing the same thing from the chin, coming up. And then we're going to dig these thumbs into those lymph glands that are right underneath the jaw and crisscross them across the throat. So we have these necklaces of lymph glands around the body, and then we're going to cross them around the back of the neck where the brain stem is, where we sometimes hold a lot of stress. Charging up those hands with tenderness once again, Coming into the shoulders, so we're going to go in a circle and all the way down the arm. Kind of circling the elbow on the way. God bless those joints and the wrist. And unscrewing each finger. So I'm going around my little finger and going around each finger on my hand and unscrewing and pulling it off. And then sweeping back into the armpit. So we have a little nest of lymph nodes here that protect everything in the upper torso. And then coming around to the other shoulder, circling it, and coming all the way down the arm. We're going to do an extra circle around the elbow and the wrist, and we'll unscrew all of these fingers. So I live in a desert-like climate, so my joints and my cuticles love this. And then let's charge those hands up with tenderness again. And let's come into the back. So I'm going over the back with one arm. I'm swimming the other arm around. And I'm coming into whatever points I can reach. Just gently rubbing the back, bringing the arms out and doing it on the other side. So I'm bringing this hand down through the back, swimming the other one around. And just gently touching the back with tenderness. And then coming around those ribs, coming from the center and out. And as we come down to the legs, we'll bring this one up on the foot so the knee is bent. And I'm going to come into that hip crease right here. So we have another necklace of lymph nodes here. And these protect the lower half of the system of the body. And then we're going to roll these all the way down, past the knee to the ankle. And we're going to circle the knee on this one, circle the ankle, and then we're going to lift the foot up. And with the foot, we're going to rub the top and the bottom. And make a fist with your wrist and knuckle down through the sole of the foot. So all the meridians of the body end in that sole of the foot. So we're kind of activating all those parts of our being, those energy meridians. And then we'll clap that foot, bring that energy into that. And then we'll bring the other leg up, right into the crease of the hip. Where that lymph necklace is. Massaging into that, and then we're going to come all the way down the leg, past the knee to the ankle. And we're going to do this 3 times. So it's just a light touching. And then we're going to circle the knee and the ankle. Bringing that foot up and just rubbing the hands on the top and the bottom of the foot. And then we're going to make a fist with this hand and come down all those meridians. So we're coming into all the energy circuits of the body. And we're going to clap that up with a clap of tenderness. So then we're going to come into deep relaxation pose. So on this pose, we're going to come back down onto the back, laying down onto the mat. So you can have your legs out straight, or you can have the soles of the feet into your mat and the knees are kind of collapsing into each other. So you can experiment with both those poses and see which one feels best for your body, with the legs out straight or with the knees up and kind of collapsing into each other like best friends. And then we're sinking into the earth. Sinking into that bosom of Mother Earth. Relaxing the muscles into the earth. Putting the tongue on the roof of the mouth. So there's a calming point there. So placing that tongue on the roof of the mouth. And with each exhale breath, relaxing those muscles more deeply into Mother Earth. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Relaxing the physical muscles, the fascia. Relaxing the stress and tension that you might be hiding in those muscles. Into Mother Earth, just surrendering it all to her care. Relaxing those chakras and the energetic body as well as the physical body. Just relaxing your total being into the earth. So while we're laying down, I'm going to sing this mantra, which is Baba Nam Kevalam, which means love is all there is. Surrounding that mantra around the body mind. Baba Nam Kevalam, Baba Nam Kevalam, Baba Nam Kevalam, Baba Nam Kevalam. Bhavanam, Kevalam, 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 May you have a blue sky day in your mind, in your being, in your heart. And remember to surround yourself with sweetness and tenderness, and to send that into the world on every opportunity, striving to be kinder than what is really necessary, being that warrior for caring for all created beings. Thank you for coming to yoga today. Namaskar.